What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new Reverse video. Today we're going to be looking at another character in the roster at launch and how to play them. This is Leon. Leon, for me, was the main character I played, well, got an opportunity to play during the beta while it was kind of, working, because the beta kind of didn't work that great. And the times it was on were quite early and late in the morning for where I am at. But Leon is one I got to play, and he was definitely a very strong choice and probably one of the better characters in the game to use. So we're going to jump into his abilities now and just give you a brief rundown of his weapons, what his abilities do, and how best to play him in certain playstyles. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe for more Reverse videos and more Resident Evil videos, turn on notifications so you don't miss a video, and I stream every weekend, so you won't miss a stream either. But without any further ado, let's get into it. So let's get started with Leon's weapons first, shall we? His standard weapon, which is the weapon that everyone spawns in with that has unlimited ammo, their main weapon, is the Matilda handgun. This is iconic for Leon. It's the gun he finds in his desk in Resident Evil 2, and it's a solid gun. Out of all the main weapons in the game, like the standard weapons you get, it's probably not one of the strongest ones, but it still packs a punch. Out of all the ones I've personally had an opportunity to use and kind of review, I would say that Claire's seems to be one of the best main weapons to use. But either way, these weapons are just there for extra bullets. You kind of primarily want to be running around picking up the extra weapons that you find, like the heavy weapons around the map, and your special weapon. And Leon's special weapon, or personal weapon as it's called in this game, is the W870 shotgun. This is a pump action shotgun, very powerful close up, and honestly, pretty powerful in general. Like mid to close range. Obviously close range with a shotgun, you're probably going to one-hit a character player, and a couple shots into a normal bioweapons where you're going to take it down to like a chicken thing here, rabbit, whatever you want to call it. I keep seeing people call them chickens and rabbits, but we'll go with rabbit. And the fat molders can go down quite easily with this gun, so definitely not to be underestimated, that's for sure. Okay, so abilities, we'll start with the passive. This is called Rookie Spirit. What this does, and it's probably one of the better abilities as a passive, is you partially recover a small portion of HP over time. Now this is essentially a gradual regen. It's not a lot, it's not fast, but you will kind of, just recover health basically all the time. It's not your full HP bar, but it is it's a chunk of it. It could save your life. You're in a sticky situation. The regen starts kicking in, and then you get hit again, and you survive by the skin of your teeth. That's kind of the idea with this. It just kind of keeps you going, as best you possibly can. Definitely one of the stronger passives in the game, I would say. Maybe next to Chris's. Chris's is pretty strong, but this is definitely more of a personal passive rather than an aggressive passive. So it's definitely cool, and it's definitely something to keep an eye out for when you're playing Leon. Okay, so active skill 1. This is dual wield. For a brief period of time, you pull out 2 pistols, and it increases your ammo and your fire rate. This effect does obviously will output your damage like 2 times basically with your standard weapon, because it's 2 shots. It's 2 shots instead of 1 at the same time. And what this can do is obviously, again, you got more ammo, you've got more damage, and it really does kind of help with your main weapon being as best as it can. Keep in mind that this is on a time limit, or if you switch weapons it'll cancel out, so just don't switch weapons if you pop it. I believe the time limit is reasonably long, you can quite easily get a few shots off with it. But again, it's very, very useful for burning down character enemies and getting some big damage into bioweapons as well. As you can see in the background, it's just been popped. It lasts about, I want to say, around 10 seconds maybe? I'm not too sure, unless you switch weapons of course. But yeah, it's definitely strong, and I can see some players being made with that for sure, because that's a lot of damage very quickly for a brief period of time. Next up we have the Roundhouse Kick. This is something that I think is super cool to be in the game. It's Leon's iconic kick from Resident Evil 4. It's brilliant. It looks cool, and it does pack a punch. What this essentially does, it is a kick in a full circle, so anything around you will get hit. And it has the capability of knocking down multiple human targets, so not bioweapons, at once. That is insane. I can imagine the setup for getting 2 down would be pretty intense. But even so, it's a full circle around you. Someone dashes behind you, you just pop it, and they're down on the floor. That's it. Super good, super easy way to count on someone if they're not behind you. And again, it's just such a cool thing to see. Such an iconic move that Leon has. I can't wait to see what people can do with it. and the players that come from it. So now I'll run through the abilities. Let's have a kind of like a talk about how's best probably to play Leon. From the sounds of things, and from what I briefly managed to play of him at the beta's launch, he's a close range aggressive character for sure. He can heal himself, he can knock down multiple enemies, he can increase his rate of fire and therefore his damage. And you know what, he's just probably more better off to running into things, because at the end of the day, you have a shotgun. This is the first character we've covered that has a shotgun as their special weapon. You need to be up close, you need to be in people's faces with a shotgun. It is the idea of a shotgun. From some of the clips I'm seeing from this footage that someone's provided me, thank you for that by the way, it is powerful close up, especially to the head and upper chest, obviously, like you would imagine. It is a shotgun. You are going to die in 1 or 2 hits if you're too close to it. On top of that, his dual wield ability can be used probably very aggressively to either burn down a target that's being shot at, third partying, like you say. Like, I don't believe in third partying at all, but if the opportunity presents itself to get a kill, then why not get a kill? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's there, take it. You're trying to win after all. But very aggressive kit, and his passive is going to help a lot with that. Again, I don't believe it's his full HP it recovers, but it does recover a partial amount of it. So think about that in perspective. You say you get hit and you're on like 75, it's still going to recover you to a partial of that amount. So it's going to be like, let's say, I don't know the exact numbers, but let's just say it recovers you to 80% or 85%, like a 10% health increase over time. Again, that is dependent on not being shot at and letting the health recover. And it will be more beneficial just to go around and get herbs, but the extra bump of healing is going to, you might not notice it, but sometimes it might just come in clutch. You might just survive something that you didn't think you would have because of that little bit of health regen that it's giving you all the time. So, aggressive playstyle is definitely something you want to keep in mind with Leon. And he's not the only one. We've covered Chris as well. Chris is a very aggressive player. More obviously for bioweapons because, of his abilities and his passives and stuff like that. Very bioweapon specific. But Leon, it's really best for both. You can probably take out both types of enemies with his kit. The shotgun packs a punch. Most of the bioweapons so far are, close range. You got like the rabbit things, you got the fat molded. Nemesis is probably the only one that really has a range because of its rocket launcher. But Jack and Tyrant, they have to kind of be up in your face, and that is ideal for the shotgun. You shoot, you dodge, that's immune. You shoot, you dodge, you're immune. Like you can probably pull off so many things with this. Like, I don't know, dude. I honestly, when this game launches, I can't wait to see what plays people make. Maybe I'll have to do a series about it. Maybe I'll just have to get people to send me some clips and we can make some like top plays when the game does come out, because the amount of things that you can probably pull off in this game with the abilities and the bioweapons and stuff like that would be super cool. And I cannot wait to see what happens with it. But yeah, that's Leon covered. Again, his kit is very basic. It's not something you have to really pay attention to the whole time. His actives are more kind of like one and done things. Like you don't have to time them. You don't have to kind of, pay attention to where you're at or anything like that. There is a few characters do kind of have a bit more accuracy involved with their actives, and the passives are a bit more kind of like situational. But Leon is probably the run of the line. He does this, with these kind of characters, if you know what I mean. Like, you go in, you pop an ability. It has now been used. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no thinking about it. It's just, okay, someone's right in front of me, I'll kick them to the floor. Or, I need some more damage really fast and my shotgun's not going to do anything in this range. I'll pop my other ability and dual wield pistols, Like, there's not a lot to think about. But either way, that's not a dig. That's very, very good. It's probably a good starting point for people who are trying to get used to the game, how the game plays. Playing Leon will help with that because it's a very simple kit. There are other characters, for example, again, like Chris, maybe even Claire at some points, where you have to kind of be very kind of aware of what you're about to do, because you can pull off some big moves with these abilities and you can't really be affording to waste them. So again, having that kind of awareness of what you need to do is key. With Leon, you're kind of safe to just do what you want to do, which is good, again, because sometimes you just want to play right, sometimes you just want to play and not really pay attention to, setting things up. You just want to play and kill people, and Leon is the perfect one to do that with. So, that with Leon. Coming tomorrow is Jill. Thank you all for watching. Again, leave a like on the video and subscribe for more of this type of thing. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another character guide for Reverse, which is coming out very, very soon.